Continuing with my cheap and easy storage and organizer units to make the most of a small woodworking shop, next up I need to store and organize my hammers and mallets. Doing this is as easy as assembling a rail that would allow me to insert the handle of the hammer into the rail but block the head. This will suspend the hammer on the rail system. To create this rail, I installed two aluminium pipes with a uniform spacing between two wooden planks. After securing the assembly with a wooden backing, my hammer and mallet storage and organizer unit was good to go. Another thing I hate having to look for in my workshop is pencils and markers, so a storage and organizer unit for these is absolutely necessary. To make my pencil and marker storage and organizer unit, I sandwiched a whole bunch of different gauge PVC pipes between two MDF sides. In one of the MDF sides, I added a hole that would allow me access to whatever is placed inside the pipe. Before cleaning up the hole with a flush trim bit on my router. Adding a chamfer at the opening of each one of the pipes would act as a lead-in when placing pencils and markers into the pipe. I gave the unit a quick coat of paint before popping all the PVC pipes into place and doing the final assembly. A few nails secured the unit together and gave me a place to store and organize my pencils and markers. Next up to be stored in my workshop is safety glasses. I always end up scratching them because I don't store them correctly, so I figured a dedicated storage unit would help me to prevent this from happening. To make my safety glass storage unit, I installed dowels onto an MDF backboard, then added two smaller stabilizer dowels on the sides to prevent the safety glasses from falling off. Tools that are often stored incorrectly are squares. Even the smallest bump can bend them and make them less accurate, so adding a dedicated storage unit for my squares was a definite must. To make my square storage, I installed 3/4 inch plywood blocks with a uniform spacing onto a plywood backing. The gap would accommodate the square while the block would prevent the square from dropping out. With this really easy to make unit, my squares are stored and less likely to be damaged and become inaccurate. The last one for this video is rags. I wanted to add a rag dispenser to my workshop because it is an item that I use very often. To mop up spills, clean my hands or wipe off glue, rags always have a place in my workshop. For my rag dispenser, I made an MDF box that I can fix to my workshop wall and fill with random off-cut pieces of cloth. In the front of the MDF box, I added a tapered slot that would allow me to just pop my hand inside when I needed to get my hands on a piece of cloth. Like with many of my other shop organizers, I added a coat of paint before putting it into operation.